Empire is coming out with their greatest movie villains list, and someone who may be known as a punk bitch sometimes, Kylo Ren, made number 7.
Punk bitches rule.
I have a shirt that says Kylo Ren is a punk bitch, which is a direct quote from the SNL bit when he was Matt, the radar technician. And people always read it and go, why are you so mean? It's a quote, but I'm also mean.
It's funny. I really like it.
I'm not fond of Kylo Ren.
You don't like Kylo Ren?
I'm not on board with Reylo. No, I think he is a punk bitch.
Why?
Because, okay, so I've been reading into what the First Order is supposed to be and what Kylo Ren is supposed to be. Because before we thought, oh, it's Third Reich. But then I had read some things that they were intended to be allusions for like the alt-right, where there are modern people who are looking to the past and going, oh, remember that idea? That was a good idea. We should do that idea, but better. And then in my head, maybe I painted it this way because of that analysis, I view Kylo Ren as one of those tiki torch idiots. But I also, I mean, is he a great villain? Because he seems conflicted.
I think that's what folks are resonating with, is that he is conflicted. And I think that is, not necessarily in movies, but in terms of like major franchises that have made it through the past. The trouble with something like Star Wars is it got to this point where it had been such a good versus evil fight.
Now it's more gray.
That everyone loved. And so they took like Darth Vader from that and added that extra level of moral ambiguity that you find in things people love right now, like Game of Thrones, where like everybody's just trying to figure it out and do what's best in their family interests.
On that note, I think Cersei's a better villain than Kylo Ren.
Yeah, I think this is movie villains though, but
yeah,
yes.
That's fair.
And I do agree that she's a better villain than Kylo Ren. I wrote with why I liked Vader above it was because Vader's less mopey. All the prequels, he's mopey as hell. But
a good villain is someone who strongly believes what they're doing is right, but what they're doing is absolutely horrible. Like to me, a villain needs to believe that they're the hero. And that makes me reminded of Handsome Jack from the Borderlands series. It reminds me of, well, I have a list here.
Good, me too.
We don't know the exact order yet because Empire has not gone to print as of this recording. But Kylo Ren did come in number 7. He beat some other villains, including Voldemort and Alien's Xenomorph. I don't think the Xenomorph is a villain. I think it's a monster, but okay. But the ones that made it above Kylo Ren, and I'm not sure this is the right order, but I think this is the right order, are Darth Vader, Heath Ledger's Joker, Loki, Hans Gruber, Hannibal Lecter, and Hans Landa.
Yeah.
Do you agree with this list?
I independently made my list, and on it were Gruber, Lecter. I put on the T-1000.
I don't think Hans Gruber is a better villain.
Really?
Because he's very one note to me.
I just like that he's funny.
Okay, I do like him.
And I like that he sets up this idea of the villain. He acknowledges the idea of the villain as someone who's doing some dastardly plot for the greater good of his cause.
No, he's not. Isn't he just being like selfish?
But the whole plot is like, I want all these hostages released, and it's like, oh, I read about them in Time magazine. I don't know who they are. The whole plot is just for money.
So do you think that selfishness makes him a good villain?
It's meta because he acknowledges the horse hockey inherent in the concept of the villain. Like he plays on that, and that's what's so great.
I would put Dolores Umbridge above Kylo Ren.
No.
I would put Voldemort above Kylo Ren.
That's ridiculous.
I would put Saruman above Kylo Ren.
I'd put the Xenomorph above all of them because it's inherently scarier, and if you're gonna deal with things that are hard to deal with, that like are impossible to reason with, I like that.
I would put Disney villains like from cartoons above
Which one's your favorite?
I'm fond of Gaston and Hans because you think they're gonna be like heroic nice guys and everybody likes them because they're handsome, because they seem like they're nice, but they're sociopaths.
Hans from Frozen?
Frozen.
I think he's better than Gaston for that reason. Because they really immediately set up.
Gaston's an idiot. Hans is smart.
Yeah,
So
that's why I like him better.
Yeah, because I saw Hans Lecter Hans Landa and Hans Gruber, and I went, who else is a bad Hans? And I went that way.
Landa is great. So when I put together lists like this, I usually end up with one representative, like the best representative of like 5 categories. So I would end up with the Hanses in the same one because they are terrifying and they are funny somehow. So I would actually then have to bump Landa up because of just how he is, the masterful performance of those monologues where you're just like, oh my God, I'm crawling in my skin.
Oh, we're screwed, when you hear them.
And then I'd have a monster, and then I'd have like a major movie franchise.
Do you think a monster deserves to be a villain?
I don't know if the monster would be in it, but I'd need something from that category of pure evil you can't reason with. That would be one representative, and I don't know who that would be. I like the xenomorph just because it literally just like hurls its spore into your body.
Yeah, but it seems like the xenomorph's goal is to survive, not to like,
So maybe I would kick it off for something that's more evil. Like there's just pure evil in that, and it would have to be the most evil. Maybe I don't know. I haven't put together that list, but I would do that. And so and then something that's just like super scary. Like the T-1000 is terrifying because it can turn into your mom.
But it's too powerful.
Yeah. Like what can I do with that? I guess I have to melt it. Spoiler alert. But like it can turn into your mom and kill you as your mom.
That is the greatest villain of all.
That's terrifying. It could turn into a floor and then a sword. Like, that's terrifying. That's a villain.
It sounds like a lot of animes I've watched. Audience, who is the greatest villain of all time? Or is it Kylo Ren? Spoiler alert, no. Please let us know below and like and subscribe for more.